Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy AKMens12 here, coming to you guys with a class setups video for pub stomping, the best class setups that I know of for pub stomping. Some of these classes are inspired by friends of mine who actually gave me these class setups, and I'm just kind of changing up a little bit to my liking. And other classes are just classes that I personally use, and I feel that they are some of the best class setups. So we're going to start off with the solo player. If you're a solo player and you don't really play in full parties at all, or run support parties or anything like that, and you just like to run around, or you just want to run and gun, whatever it is, whatever gun that you feel comfortable with. Me personally, I feel comfortable with the M8A7. Believe it or not, I rush with this gun like crazy. You guys see it in my gameplays a ton of times. This is the class setup that gets me all those gameplays that you guys see solo 99% of the time. So first things first, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want the M8A7 obviously unlocked. If you're not level 55, you have to have it unlocked or permanently unlocked. Now, for your setup, you're going to want the ELO sight or a red dot. I prefer the ELO sight because it gives more depth of field. It doesn't really get in your way too much, and it just offers a little bit more accuracy to your gun. Next thing you're going to want on the list is high caliber. This gives you a little bit of bonus damage for your headshots. It really comes in clutch, especially if you're getting shot at. The flinch just kind of gives you that view kick headshot kill, and it just really helps out a lot. You can swap this out for a long barrel, but I actually tried long barrel, and it just doesn't do much for me because the M8 gets enough hit markers as it is, and you're going to get view kick a lot, so the high caliber just really helps out picking people off on head glitches. It really helps you get that one burst kill across the map. Next thing you're going to want is stock. Stock, a lot of people say that stock doesn't do much on the ARs, but I feel that it actually helps out on the M8. If you're on the move a lot, you're going to want to be using stock. Now, it just really helps out in my opinion. It basically increases your movement speed while ADSing. It's a significant difference once you take off stock, so you're going to want stock on it. Next thing, you're going to want the nade. Especially if you're playing objective game modes like Nuketown or something like that, you're going to want to be chucking those nades on those objectives. Gives you those triple kills sometimes. I've gotten quite a few triple kills, a couple quads, and tons of doubles instead. But Semtex will help you clear out the objectives as you get to it as soon as possible. For your perk setup, you're going to want perk 1 greed, and your 2 perks you're going to want are flat jacket and overclock. But you don't really need overclock. I just use overclock because I'm trying to get the hero gear. You can swap this out for 6 cents or afterburner. I prefer 6 cents. That's usually my setup when I'm not going for challenges. I believe it or not, guys, I don't use ghost at all. I'm just not a fan of it. It's not that it's horrible. I'm just not a fan of it at all. But I prefer either 6 cents or overclock or even afterburner. That's on my Man of War class setup, which we'll talk about in another video. Next up, you're going to want the scavenger. Constantly, you're going to be running out of ammo a lot with this gun. You're going to be spraying a lot, so scavenger is going to help you run out. You can use hardwired or fast hands, but scavenger is just going to be a big use to you. Next up, we got tactical mask. You're going to get stunned a lot, all right? I don't use... All these perks suck, alright? I'm being honest. Dead Silence is alright. I don't really use it. Blast Suppressor is okay. I don't use anything else in this perk setup except for Tac Mask. Just use Tac Mask, guys. That's all I gotta say. Now, if you're playing in a full party, you're running support parties on Nuketown or something like that, not many people use support parties. Mostly just the big guys that do it nowadays. ChainFeeds, Frizz Eyes, a couple guys like them. You don't really see too many people using support parties, but let's just say that you are in a support party and you want the best class setup possible. If you're playing Nuketown or any hardcore game mode, there is a Razorback class setup, but I believe ChainFeeds made that, so if he does actually make that class setup, I'll link it to you guys, but I'm not going to spoil that class setup for you guys. This class setup, you're going to want to use the VMP. Now, ChainFeeds actually gave me this class setup, but I changed it up a little bit because I felt that it wasn't really doing much for me. What you're going to do is you're going to want the VMP with the fast mags, the grip, and also the suppressor. Now, he actually changed this up and had a long barrel on it because I guess, I don't know, maybe an extra bullet will help you kill it quicker with the long barrel, but I wasn't really noticing it, so I put it on the suppressor. You can actually use suppressor or the laser sight. This turns your gun into literally a laser beam. It just helps with the accuracy sometimes, but I prefer the suppressor because it doesn't actually have any damage fall off that much. It technically does stat-wise, but this gun fires so fast you don't even really notice it. So these 3 attachments, fast mags, grip, and suppressor, are going to be your life-saving attachments. For your perk setup, you're going to want flak jacket. Constantly nades are going to be chucked at you as you're in their spawn, so you're going to want flak jacket. Afterburner, you need Afterburner, guys. I'm not even kidding. Don't use Sixth Sense if you're in their spawn. Just use Flak Jacket. I mean, or Afterburner, because you're gonna constantly be in their spawn. You're gonna be jumping a lot. I personally jump a lot. You guys see it in my gameplays. You know, I have a scuff and everything, so I'm constantly in the air. I don't think there's not really much of a moment where I'm on the ground. So Afterburner is gonna be your life-saving perk in this setup. Scavenger, as always, and Tax Mask. These two class setups, guys, never change. I don't change these at all. That stays the same. But regardless, if you guys have any suggestions or anything that you have any questions regarding to class setups, be sure to let me know. If you guys want to see another class setup, just let me know in the comments box. I may do a Man of War class setup. And anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is your boy, Like an AK, signing out. Peace.